Yes, guys, what's going on? Adam McCauley here, full-time Devils. Manchester United 1, Astana 0. Mason Greenwood with the goal for Manchester United. Got loads of Reds around me now, so we're just going to give the mic to as many people as possible and see what they have got to say. Firstly, little man here, how are you feeling after that?
Great. Didn't start very well. First off, bit diabolical, but he kept his calm and it's a great goal.
It was a great goal for him, wasn't it? Was he the one that stood out for you the most today, or was it someone else?
I think his goal brought him up a level, and Fred's control on the ball was brilliant. Gomez was all right first half. Tuanzebe, I thought he's got potential to start in the first 11 for the Premier League, but Lindelof and Maguire, I don't think they can be overtaken.
You don't think Axel can get in front of Lindelof for that spot?
It's 50-50, but Lindelof might just edge him.
He might do at the moment, but still got to see more from Axel Tuanzebe. Who started today, or played well enough that you would start them in the Premier League on Sunday?
Fred and Sergio Romero.
Really?
Yeah. I think he's a better overall player than David De Gea. David De Gea is the player that stays on his line, isn't confident enough to come off his line and try and play as an outfield player. Romero's got that potential to play as an outfield player as well as in net.
So you feel he's better with his feet?
He's a lot more confident enough. Did you see in the first half when he headed it? I don't think De Gea had enough confidence to do that.
Interesting one. Who was your man of the match today?
Greenwood, because of his goal.
Just because of his goal, yeah?
Yep.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Coming across, how you doing after that?
I'm alright, mate. It's just that it's one of them games, isn't it? You turn up, you watch it, and then you walk out, mate. There's not much that happened. We had a lot. To be fair, we did have a lot of chances. We missed a lot. Rashford normally does that, and he did it again today. But we get the win, mate. It's just one of those competitions, and you just want to get through it.
I swear to God, I must be the only one that enjoyed that today.
Good for you, then, mate.
Did you enjoy it?
First of all, I said this in August. I want us to win the Europa League. I enjoyed it partly because of the goal. General performance was all right. My only worry is the consistency of the team's performances. If it keeps going like this, we may not win games in the Premier League in that sort of style. Teams will enjoy us being open and free down the wings and all that. And, West Ham on Sunday, Sebastian Haller is quite a big geezer. He'll enjoy them. Well, yeah, he'll enjoy them crossing into the box, So we want to be a little bit more compact, a little bit more disciplined defensively. In attack, I'm worried about Rashford, I think we need Martial badly on Sunday. Trust me, I'll be there. I want him to be, knocking goals in. I don't want my Sunday to go to waste. I've come all the way up from London for this, so my short trip to Stratford better be worth it on Sunday.
You know what? I retract that. I was excited today. When I saw the lineup, I was excited because Greenwood, Gomez, Chong, all these lot.
Do you think maybe we've put too much expectation on these lads?
Yeah. I think a couple of them definitely. I think there's been way too much hype around Chong. I've not heard anything of note from him in the youth team. I think the only ones who deserve note are Greenwood and Gomez. Gomez because he's been a top talent for a long time and he's not had a chance. And Greenwood because of his numbers last season. I think those two should be the focus. And I think something Gary Neville mentioned recently, which I just thought of, he said something really important, that the youth players we had in the past who've come through and done well, they've had players around them to support them. When you look at our first team even, not the team tonight, our first team, who do you think these players will look up to and think, they're going to support me, they're going to help me out if I make a mistake?
But you could say that as well when you talk about, when we all talk about Marcus Rashford or Anthony Martial, because at 21, 22, those are the same ages that
That's Marcus Rashford's fault. I think that's the fault of the club in whole, that they've put him in this position. I have nothing personal against Marcus Rashford, but I don't think he's that good a player, and I don't think it's his fault that he's in this position right now. I think it's the club's fault because they've made him our superstar. They've made him basically our first choice now that Martial's out for how knows long, and they've made him our icon player after Pogba. He's not good enough to be that. There should have been someone else brought in to cover that, or at least support him, because he can become good, but he's not going to be the level they think he is.
The thing is, without Martial, we're not going to be as clinical this season, and we will struggle to score goals, especially with though particularly our focus being on those two. If we're going to be more competitive this year, we need to be relying on them as much as we can. And when playing in the Europa League like this, we should be relying on the kids to do their job, put the effort in, put the performances in. We don't expect the world from them at the first sight, but we want them to provide us with something to be happy about, be pleased about. Because trips to Old Trafford this season haven't been the most great at the moment. I feel that most fans will agree with me when I say we've got to have more exciting reasons to come here and see great football and see great performances. I mean, tonight was all right. We won a game of football. It's not the worst thing in the world. You can be happy about that, but we've got bigger things to worry about.
Therefore, anything you want to add?
I think it's going to be harder when you go abroad to play in Kazakhstan. If you look at how big the players were today, the defenders, if you go to the fans in Kazakhstan, they're going to be literally shouting at the smaller players, younger players we have. I don't think that the small players like Gomez, and they don't have the confidence. When you have fans from Kazakhstan or abroad like that, they're going to literally go down at them. I don't think they'll be confident enough to do it. So I think at home, yeah, fine. Greenwood scoring 1-0, that's good enough. But later on, when we go abroad, I don't think these young players have the confidence. They need someone bigger, more experienced. To
maybe play a little bit of a stronger team around them.
Abroad, I think we're going to go abroad, we should play a stronger team. At home is fine because you have the support to support them all the time. But abroad, it's going to be much harder. So definitely, we'll go abroad, a much stronger team.
Who impressed you today? Who stood out for you?
Chong. No, sorry, Gomez. Sorry, no, not Chong. Chong was not good. Gomez was really good. Gomez ran around. He reminded me of a young Mata, kind of passing the ball around really quick. The one that really, I think, some people said to me that they thought that our left back was really good today. Marcus Rojo. I did not think so. No. That's the only thing. I was on the sideline, on the side where he was running back and forward, and he was gasping for air every time he came back. He was shouting out to Young, "Can you come in?" kind of like that all the time. He didn't look fit at all. He looked like he was gasping for air. Jones looked. Every time Jones was in the air or passing the ball backwards, I was scared because sometimes the ball was too hard. So passing the ball back to Romero. So those two, I don't really think they're there yet, or even be in the first team. To Zebe, I think he will be the one to knock on the door for Lindelof because he looks really good as well.
Defo. Thank you very much, brother. Nice one. Thanks for waiting, Zayan. How are you feeling after that one?
I thought we did well creating chances, but we need a player who can finish them off. Rashford he's doing his best, but he can't all do it on his.
He had some great chances there. Rojo picked him out twice. Once he was offside, second time he should have been scoring. And do you feel like every time he doesn't score, the pressure's just going to build from him? And I say that having said, with the knowledge that he has scored 3 goals this season.
Yeah, I think that he's probably our main man to score the goals, considering Martial's injured. So we're mostly relying on him, but we can't do that. He's only 21 years old. We need someone with experience or a world-class player to help him out.
Do you think Mason can provide us with some goals this season and maybe challenge Marcus Rashford, or do you think it's too soon for him?
I think he can this season, but I think he'll be really knocking on the door next season, because this season he's probably working out how the European teams work and everything like that. But next year I think he'll probably will.
Who do you think played well enough to be in contention for Sunday?
Definitely Fred. I thought he was moving the ball well, winning the ball back. He wanted the ball, and I think he should play in with McTominay and Pogba if he's fit. I think they're our best 3 midfielders, and I thought Tuanzebe will be a nice push for Lindelof.
Can I ask you something? Did you enjoy this game today? Kind
of, but the chances that we created were good, but the annoying bit was that we couldn't finish them off.
I enjoyed it. Yo, lad, how you doing? You all right? How you feeling after that one?
Mixed. I mean, I would have felt a bit.
That's Stony on and that shit.
I would have felt a bit more annoyed if we hadn't won the game. I'm all right now that we did. First half was quite poor. I don't think we did too much. Well, no, we did. But if we were clinical, are you
worried by the trend that no matter who we play, when teams sit back at home, we struggle to break them down?
Yeah, and that's because, surprise, surprise, we don't have a creative midfielder to do it. And today, I think it was Gomez. He had a brilliant game.
There's a few times when he was in positions, crying out for the ball, and it would be with Matic, and he just wouldn't have that pass in his life.
There was one situation in the second half. He took the corner, he gave it to Matic, and he wanted it back, but Matic went the other way and ended up back at Romero. Yeah. And I'm thinking, what's going on? He was just standing there waving his hands, going, I wanted it back. But yeah, no, he showed why he could be in the first team. And another one was Axel. Yeah, I think everyone's talking about Lindelof saying he's not good enough in the air, but I don't think Axel lost an aerial duel today. So if you want a straight swap, it works.
Do you think it's third choice centre half, Axe?
Yeah.
After Lindelof and Maguire?
Yeah, definitely third choice. And he's now, after tonight, he should be knocking on the door for taking over Lindelof. But it's good. We need that kind of competition because we didn't have it last season. It was just Smalling and Jones, or we had Lindelof, and that was it.
I'll ask you the same question. Am I the only one who enjoyed that today?
Possibly. Because I didn't.
Why not? Like, I never felt like we were in trouble. I never felt really frustrated. And I felt like we were always looking for something. And when it's, Tahith and Gomez and Greenwood, like...
Yeah, no, I mean, I enjoyed seeing them play, obviously, but then the overall performance was just a bit, come on, do something.
Because ultimately, at 23s, you don't play even against this level of opposition. Now, I know in the Premier League, Champions League, whatever, the level that we want to be at, they're going to play much better opposition. But I felt that it was a different kind of test for them today. They wouldn't have played up against a team that's just going to sit back.
Yeah, I mean, it's a European debut, whether it's an elite competition or not. It's European football, and they've never played that before, other than maybe the 23s version of the tournament. So, yeah, it's not the same quality, is it? So, no, it'll be a big night for them. They'll remember it. It's their European debut, and I think most of them showed what they can do. Chongi was a little bit here and there, but Gomez and Greenwood took his goal really well. So, happy days for them.
Who was your man of the match?
Gomez, easily.
And anyone you just start on Sunday?
Fred, I thought he was tidy. Possibly Tuanzebe. Other than that, maybe Gomez on the bench, bring him on. Other than that, just keep it the same.
Gomez should definitely be on the bench. Rai, how you doing after that, bro?
All right. To be honest, I'm not gonna lie. I weren't really concentrating on the game that much. I was in the stand.
Were you in the bar?
I was in the TRA stand with all the boys and that. And
They were great today, weren't they?
yeah, the fans were absolutely amazing. And I looked to my left, and I must have seen about 30 Kazakhstan fans there. Obviously, it's like
Astana fan.
yeah, wherever they're from. It's 3,000 miles away from home for them, and it's to see even 30 fans for them. It's amazing, to be honest. But based on that performance tonight,
And they've only been going for about 10 years, I think. So it's a new club, and they've won 7 league titles in 10 years. How is that even possible?
I didn't even know. I don't know the history. I've never heard of them until tonight. I mean, good for them winning 7 league titles in 10 years. It's more than us. But however, I'm not taking no positives from this competition tonight. The only positive I can take from tonight
Fred?
is Fred and Tuanzebe.
So you went from none to 2. What about Greenwood?
Okay, the goal.
There's 3 then, yeah?
Three then. 3.
Clean sheet as well?
No, fuck the clean sheet. I mean, Romero, that kid made a very good point. Like, he has more confidence than David De Gea does. But the only reason why David De Gea doesn't have that much confidence at the moment is because since the World Cup last year, he hasn't been, you know what I mean, he's had his confidence knocked. We finished 6th. We haven't performed that great. Personally, from what I've seen whilst I've been away, including the first team, against Palace, that was a game what we should have won. We didn't play that great. Against Leicester at weekend, we scored a fucking penalty. And from what I saw on Match of the Day, Leicester played better than us. I don't think our first team is amazing.
I love that you were at the game and you make your judgment based on Match of the Day.
No offence, mate, but this game, for me, I don't give a fuck about it. It's the Europa League, man.
We did get 3 points, though, and that's important, right?
Yeah. I mean, for me, it should be just another one where we walk through this competition unless we come up against someone like, I don't know, Napoli from the Champions League who get 3rd place. That's the only time it'll be tough. But for this competition, for me, all it is the kids get a chance to play, which is amazing. Like,
Would you persist with them in this competition,
with
especially in the home game?
With the kids.
Well, the ones that played today.
The only ones I would continue playing in the Premier League, possibly just based off the performance, is Fred, because he was the only one who looks all right. If Lindelof
I mean, would you keep playing the kids in the Europa League?
Yeah, definitely. Europa League, Carabao Cup, for me, that is the main focus on them, because not only that, they get experience in European football, they get experience in English football, even if it's against shite like Rochdale or Oldham or whoever.
Can't wait till Rochdale beat us.
I can't wait for Rochdale. That's the fucking shite. But I'm not being funny. I've not been at Old Trafford for ages. Even though it's against some team I've never heard of before, I'm buzzing to be back here because working at weekends is horrible.
Cheers, man, Bri.
Nice to see you.
Nice one, bro.